If you're using Claude Code like a chatbot, you're missing the whole point, because the people getting the real results in 2026 aren't using better prompts, they're using better systems. And in this video, I'll show you the top 7 tools that turn Claude Code from something you can talk to into something that actually works for you. Skill 1, the skill creator skill. This is the foundation because inside Claude Code, skills are what define how it behaves. Think of a skill like a reusable way of thinking. For example, instead of prompting, write me a high converting landing page, you create a skill that already knows you, your tone, your structure, and your formatting. So every time you use it, you get consistent outputs. But here's where most people go wrong. They create a skill and just assume it's better. The skill creator fixes that. It lets you test performance. You can run A/B tests between your original prompt and your improved version, and Claude will show you which one performs better based upon real outputs. So instead of just guessing, you're making decisions based on data. That's a huge shift. Skill 2, Obsidian. Next, you need memory, because without memory, Claude Code forgets everything. Every session starts from zero, but Obsidian solves that. It turns your entire workflow into a structured knowledge base using markdown files. So let's say you ask Claude to research a topic, write notes, or generate ideas. Instead of losing that, it gets stored into your vault. And over time, this builds a system where Claude can reference past work. You can search everything instantly and ideas compound. A simple example, you research AI agents for business. Claude saves your notes, summaries, and frameworks. Next time you build something related, it already has that context. So you're no longer starting from scratch, you're building on top of your own AI system. Skill 3, Notebook LM integration. Now let's talk about efficiency, because one of the biggest mistakes people make is burning through tokens doing heavy analysis inside of Claude. Notebook LM changes that. It offloads the heavy work, so instead of Claude reading a 50-page PDF, a long transcript, or a huge data set, Notebook LM processes it first. Then Claude works with the cleaned up insights. Why does that matter? Because it means faster outputs, lower cost, and better performance. For example, instead of saying, Claude, analyze this 2-hour video, you send it through Notebook LM first, then Claude just works with the key takeaways. Skill 4, the Codex adversarial review. Now let's talk about quality, because AI has a blind spot. It's bad at reviewing its own work. If you ask Claude, check your code, it'll usually say it looks good. Now that's a problem. So Codex fixes this. It brings in a second system to critique the output, and it doesn't hold back. So instead of polite feedback, you get real issues like logic flaws, inefficiencies, and better way to structure things. So for an example, Claude builds a feature, it looks fine. You run adversarial review, and suddenly you'll see, this will break at scale, or this is inefficient. That's the difference between something that works and something that actually holds up. Skill 5, Awesome Design MD. Now let's talk about design, because this is where most AI outputs fall apart. They work, but they look generic. This tool gives Claude structured design frameworks. Instead of guessing what looks good, it follows proven layouts. For example, you're building a landing page. Without this, Claude might give you something basic, but with it, you get proper spacing, better hierarchy, and real design patterns. So the output looks like something you'd ship, not just something that works. Skill 6, Playwright. Now we move back into execution, because up until now, everything has been thinking and generating. Playwright lets Claude do things. It can open browsers, click buttons, fill out forms, and test workflows. And the key difference here, it's not using screenshots. It's interacting with the actual structure of the website, which makes it faster, more accurate, and far more reliable. Skill 7, Firecrawl. Finally, because we need data. Because everything breaks without good data. Standard scraping tools struggle with blocked websites, messy data, and inconsistent formats. Firecrawl fixes that. It bypasses protections, extracts clean data, and structures it for Claude. So instead of spending time cleaning inputs, Claude gets usable information instantly. So bringing it all together now, here's the most important part people miss. These tools on their own are useful, but together they form a system. You've got Skill Creator improving outputs, Obsidian storing knowledge, Notebook LM reducing costs, Codex improving quality, Design MD improving presentations, Playwright executing tasks, and Firecrawl feeding data. At that point, Claude Code stops being something you use occasionally and starts becoming something that works for you in the background. If you're just getting started, don't install everything at once. Start with Skill Creator and Obsidian. That gives you control and memory. Then layer the rest in one after the other. Because the goal isn't more tools, it's building something that actually improves over time. If this clicked for you and you want more breakdowns like this on AI systems, agents, and real workflows, make sure you subscribe because that's exactly what I'll be covering in the next one. See you over there.